Welcome back. Today's class is a 25-minute full body Pilates workout. When you're ready, find a comfortable seat on your mat and let's begin. We'll start by taking a few deep breaths, inhaling in through your nose and out through your mouth. Focus on sitting up tall, like a string is pulling the crown of your head up through the ceiling. Deep inhales in through the nose and then out through your mouth. Next, we'll come down to our mat, lying all the way down on your back with your feet planted on the floor. From this position, we'll prepare for our bridging sequence with pelvic tilts. Reach both fingertips straight up to the ceiling with palms facing towards each other. As you exhale, tilt your pelvis to imprint your low spine flat into the back. As you inhale, return your pelvis back to a neutral position. Exhale for your tilt. Inhale to return back to neutral. Return the pelvis back to neutral and then bring your palms down by your side. Inhale to prepare, imprint the spine, and then begin to articulate your spine all the way up into your high bridge. Exhale as you pelvic tilt, scooping yourself up one bone at a time. Inhale at the top, exhale as you come back down in reverse. We'll continue here with our articulating bridge. At the top, we'll start to add mini pulses, pulsing the hips up to the ceiling for a set of 4, and then articulating back down to the mat. Continuing to lift yourself up one bone at a time, holding at the top for little pulses, squeezing your glutes for a set of 4, and then back down to your mat. Next, we'll do our hinge bridge. This time you're sending the hips straight up to the ceiling in one flat back motion. Exhale to lift. Inhale as you lower, just tapping the tailbone to the mat and then coming right back up into your bridge. Now we'll add on with a butterfly, open and closing the knees for a set of 4. Keep your hips lifted as you open and close the knees, and then lower back down to the mat. Last set here, we'll finish up our bridging with marching. Lift up into your high bridge, hold, lift your right leg into tabletop, and then your left. Keep your hips lifted as you alternate lifting left and right. Lower all the way back down to the mat, and then we'll stretch here. Draw your knees into your chest. Dropping both knees to one side, turn your head in the opposite direction for a spine twist. Coming back to center, we'll switch to the opposite side. And then we'll come back to center for our figure 4 stretch. Cross one ankle over opposite thigh and then pull in for your stretch. And then we'll switch to the opposite side. Next, we'll move into our supine series. Interlace your fingers behind your head and then bring both legs into tabletop position. Exhale as you curl the head, neck, and chest off the floor. Inhale as you lower back down. Try to maintain your tabletop position by keeping the knees and hips in line and the knees and ankles in line. We'll hold the chest lift to extend the left and then the right for single leg stretch. Draw the legs back into tabletop, lower the head, neck, and chest. We'll come back into our starting position, tabletop the legs, curl the head, neck, and chest up, and then lower head, neck, and chest back down to your mat. We'll hold our chest lift for our double leg extension. Exhale to extend, inhale, draw back into tabletop. Lower the head, neck, and chest. We'll come back into tabletop for our last set. Curling the head, neck, and chest. Inhale to lower back down. Again, we'll hold our chest lift, this time extending both legs up to the ceiling. We're here for our scissor, lowering the left leg down to the mat and then the right. Left and right. We'll lower the head, neck, and chest and relax here. From here, we'll round up to seated. Bend the knees and place the feet flat onto the floor. We'll grasp the hands right behind the thighs as we round the spine, drawing the navel in to bring our spine into a C shape. Inhale to come into a spine extension. Exhale as you round the spine. Inhale back into your extension. Bring your arms into extension with your palms facing. We'll round back into our C curve and hold. Lift the heels off the floor so just the toes are touching the mat, and then we'll begin our marching. Try to maintain the C curve of the spine here, drawing your navel in. We'll come back into this starting position. This time we'll lift the left toes and extend the leg for a lower and lift. Try to maintain your C curve as you lower and lift just the left leg. We'll do the same on the opposite side. Last exercise here. Let's come back into our starting position. This time we'll bend and extend the left leg. Try to maintain your C curve as you bend and extend. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Come back up into a comfortable seated position and extend your legs long in front of you. Take an inhale to reach all the way up to the ceiling, lengthening the spine, and then forward fold down to your toes. Glide your palms up your legs to restack the spine one bone at a time. Again, we'll take an inhale to reach up overhead, exhale to forward fold. Restacking the spine one bone at a time. Your head is the last thing to reach the top. Last one here, reach up overhead, exhale for your forward fold. Restack the spine with your head being the last thing to reach the top. Next, let's come into our quadruped position or on all fours. Make sure your knees are in line right under your hips and your wrists are right beneath your shoulders. Try to maintain your straight spine. We'll begin by reaching our left fingertips straight in front of us. Lower and lift. Exhale as you lift. Inhale to lower back down to your mat. Now we'll extend the opposite leg, reaching long behind us. Lower and lift of that leg. Let's extend opposite hand and opposite leg, lower and lift at the same time. Continue breathing. Let's hold both in an extension. Maintain your breathing, draw your navel up towards your spine, and then we'll relax here. Before we move on to the other side, let's send our hips back towards our heels, reach our fingertips long towards the front of our mat for a child's pose. Then we'll come back to our quadruped so we can do the same on the other side. We'll begin by reaching those fingertips straight in front of us, long over our mat. And then we'll lower and lift. And then let's extend the opposite leg long behind, lower and lift. Let's extend opposite fingertips, opposite leg, lower and lift at the same time. Again, we'll hold our extension, keep breathing, and then let's relax here for our child's pose. Next, we'll move into our side lying series. Let's come down to our right side. Make sure to keep your ribs lifted off of your mat. Bend your knees, we'll come into our clam, gluing the feet together to begin. Here we'll just open and close the knees, squeezing our glute. Exhale to lift, Inhale to lower. For our clam, we keep the inner soles of our feet glued together. Try to keep your ribs lifted off of the mat with a straight spine. Next, we'll separate the feet, lifting your knees straight up towards the ceiling and then back down. Let's keep our lower leg bent and we'll extend the left leg long. Here we'll begin our lower end lift. Last exercise here, we'll begin some leg circles. We'll start by circling the leg forward. Try to maintain your stable spine as you create your circles, and then we'll reverse. Let's come up to a Z-sit position for a stretch. Here we'll do our mermaid. Plant your opposite hand down to the mat, reaching up and over for your stretch. Try not to collapse into your side ribs as you reach up and over. Exhale to reach for your stretch. Inhale to open back to center. On this next one here, let's reach up and over to start. We'll open the chest to the ceiling, and then we'll rotate to bring both palms down to the mat, lifting the head and chest. Open back to center. And then let's rotate our legs to the opposite side. Same thing here on this left side. We'll glue the feet together for our clam. And we'll begin by opening and closing the knees, squeezing our glutes. Try to keep your ribs lifted and a stable spine. Next, let's separate the feet. We'll lift the top knee straight up to the ceiling. We'll keep our bottom knee bent as we extend the top leg for our lower end lift. We'll finish up this series with our leg circles. We'll start by circling forward. Maintain your stable spine, keep your hips stacked. And then we'll reverse. Let's come up to our Z-sit on this side for our mermaid. Plant your hand down to the mat and then begin to reach up and over. Inhale to open back to center. Again, exhale for your stretch. Inhale to open back to center. On this next one, let's reach up and over, open the chest to the ceiling, and then rotate down to the floor. We'll open back to center to finish our mermaid series. Next, we'll come all the way down to our mat lying prone. Extend your legs long behind you. Stack your palms and then rest your head on the top palm. From here, we'll lift the head and chest off of the mat, as well as lifting our legs. Lower back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower back down. Squeeze your glutes as you lift into your extension. Exhale to lower. Next, we'll lower our palms down to the mat by our sides and then lift the head and chest all the way up into an extension. Round your shoulders down and back. Rotate your head to the left and then to the right. And then we'll lower back down to the mat. Next, reach your arms long in front of you with your palms facing. Here we'll start to lift off the mat, and then we'll lift opposite arm, opposite leg for our swimming. Lower all the way down to the mat, bring your palms back down flat, and then lift your head and chest. Rotate your head to the left, and then to the right. And then we'll lower back down to the mat. Come all the way back up to your quadruped. From here we'll go into our cat-cow, rounding the spine, inhaling back into an extension, exhale to round, inhale to curve, we'll send the hips all the way back for our child's pose, reaching right through center. Let's walk both hands to the right side of our mat. And then we'll walk both hands to the left. As you come back up through center, let's bend the right leg in front of us, extend the left leg behind for your pigeon. You can stay here or you can go into a forward fold for a deeper stretch. Gently come back up through center so we can do the same on the opposite side. Next, let's come up into our plank position and hold. We'll go into our step outs. Extend the right toes outside of your mat and then the left. Lower your knees here and send your hips back for your child's pose. Next, we'll come to hover the knees over the mat, holding your spine in a straight position. Lower your knees down to your mat, send your hips back for your child's pose. Last exercise in this plank series, we'll send our hips straight up to the ceiling for our pike, and then go forward into your plank. Exhale to send your hips up to the ceiling. Inhale to come back into your plank. Let's come back down to our mat into a comfortable seat. We'll extend the legs long in front of us to prepare. Inhale by reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale to forward fold down to your toes. Restack the spine one bone at a time. Another inhale to reach all the way up to the ceiling, this time forward fold towards your right leg. And then we'll restack the spine back to center. Same thing here, opposite side. Exhale, forward fold to your left. Restack your spine, coming back up through center. Here we'll come into a comfortable crisscross position. Take another inhale to reach all the way up to the ceiling. Grab onto your wrist for a side bend. Inhale as we come back to center. Same thing on the opposite side. We'll lower our arms down to our side for our rotation. Be sure to turn your head to look over that opposite shoulder. Back to center, let's do the same on the opposite side. And then we'll come back to the center for one final reach up to the ceiling, bringing our palms together and down to the center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this workout.